What's up, YouTube? Drinking some hazy IPA from Sierra Nevada. This is a good one. Cheers on a Saturday night. So, what we're talking about is kind of a philosophy of operation today. So, if you're not into saps, if you're not into knuckles or impact weapons or chemical deterrents, or you could probably learn something from this, but this might not be for you. I totally get that. Let me take out my watch. A little late where I am, but that's gonna drive me crazy. Hang on. But this will probably be worthwhile for the average person. So, when it comes to these two things, mace, a black or a sap, one has a definite a weakness, and this does not work well when it's dark. Not that, by dark I mean like real dark, not like in a club dark, but at nighttime in like pitch black. And that's because you can't see if it's hitting, if it's working. You can't assess what's happening, how the situation is changing, if there's more people there, being unfriendly, like combatants, so to speak. Or maybe I could say the ops, as the children say on TikTok. But, so this ain't working too well at night. This works really well at night. Which, if you look at a solar calendar, we're moving into the more dark time of the years in the northern hemisphere. And I went for a walk this evening before I had a few. I like to get exercise, but and I've got this in my pocket. It's my daily driver right now as far as an impact weapon that isn't brass knuckles. I like that it gives me a real good amount of reach, right? Especially considering, that hurts. This is a deadly weapon. So when I carry it in my front pocket or my back pocket, I let it hang out with this lanyard. It's got these two beads, which will very easily let me jerk it out. That's what she said. Or to pull it out, and then I have this, so I'm not going to drop it. But if I'm walking along singing my song, so to speak, say if I was a guard, this is where the two-bead system of retention works well. Put that on. This will slide up naturally. But it makes it so this is a swivel point. And now it's really hard to get this off. Like, you have to try. So now this can dangle from my hand if I'm a guard. If I'm just walking like I am on a trail, an urban type nature trail, this will allow you to have this and keep it in a retention system that works. And you have this as a reference point. So when I have this on like this, right, I'm always grabbing this at the very, so I have the most leverage like this. Right, so now it's instead of well, it's still. Listen, this thing is deadly. What's funny is right before I filmed this, I set both of these down. Got a phone call mid filming, and I might post it, I might not. But went outside, had a couple of beers, smoked, talking to a friend on the phone, and a crackhead comes up, and I end up telling them, like, hey, would you get out of here? Like, you're just walking around this parking lot looking in the cars. Like, what are you doing? And I had to tell this person the ugly truth. Oops, sorry, I keep touching this. I'm trying a new spot for a studio. Here, let's go. The ugly truth that I would hit them with these if they continued to aggress in my direction. what I wish I could have done, this isn't a lit though, this is a lit parking lot, plenty of light. I could have maced them. They'll never come back after you mace them. I'm not so down with, like, I really gave this person several times, you know, they ended up walking away, but I kept being like, look, just leave. You know, you're on my property. You should just go. And if you don't, I'm going to hit you with these knuckles, and it's really going to fuck you up. Just go right now. They ended up walking away. What would have been better would have been to mace them if it was too dark, because I'm serious when I say you can't assess when it's dark if this is in their eyes, if it's working, right? It just doesn't work that way. So I would have had to have, I could have pulled this out, put it in their face, and been like, oh, I'm gonna hit you. Just a lot more options with this. You know what I mean? Because if I don't need this, and I don't have it, or I don't want to pull it, I can pull these. But saying, you know, if you don't get out of here, I'm gonna mace you, that's pretty convincing. But this whole thing was supposed to be about initially when I sat down. It was just about doing a retention system that works. So this right here is bound up. It won't pull. If I push this out more, then I can adjust. See where those beads are at. When I'm just walking around though, I like to have this hanging out. These are 2 titanium beads. These beads cost more than this. This is, by the way, this was reviewed. I'm going to link it in the description. As you can see, it's picking up a little bit of physical patina from me carrying it. But this is a great piece of gear in that it's, especially in the dark, you can't see this at all, but in the light, very nondescript. These beads don't stick out. And if where I say this is hanging in my pocket, I go to pull it, I'm immediately on. There's no way for me to miss it, really. Granted, if I want to use it as a form of retention, it's pretty easy to get off, but that's why I put the beads on, because it makes it a lot more snug. And when this is really up close, it has a bias to go about right here. And when you're carrying it, if you're just like walking around dangling this like I was, it's not hard to adjust. So this was just more, I guess, of a video that turned into the importance of having your mace on you. But I think that, I don't, it doesn't really bother me, but it's just interesting to me. I don't think most people carry mace. This is serious mace. It has OC and CS. I don't care how much mace you've taken in your life or where you went to prison at, this is gonna fuck you up. But it's also much more humane, in my opinion, than, let's say I had to, that crackhead wouldn't stop. They step to me, I lay them out, I crack their orbital bone, they die. While that's justified, I don't want to do that. I'll just be straight up. I don't really want to kill somebody like that. So this is the go away juice. Mace is the spice of the streets, to be applied liberally. All right. I always tape them up, so they're a little bit more grippy, and also that way if something bad happens and you're on video, they can't see what this is. They don't know what brand it is or whatever. That's kind of like some 4D chess type stuff, but the application of force comes with very serious connotations. You need to know them. Would I have been in trouble? Or would I have gotten in trouble had I hit that crackhead? No. They were on my property and they wouldn't leave, so I asked them to leave and they eventually did. But I don't want to have to hit somebody with these, you know what I mean? That's not the goal. That's not the end all be all, is to hit somebody. I want things to be chill. I want to protect my hand. And I want people to fuck off when I ask them to. I tried to do some DIY I did this with gun blue. I would never recommend doing it. I got some brass black on the way. I'm going to black it. What I would actually suggest is when you order stuff from East Coast Knuckles or from any distributor, I would, if they offer you a patina, I would do it. But in any event, I'm going to cheers everybody. That's about all she wrote for this one. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. Hope you folks have a good rest of your day. Bye now.